to Patmore. This is disposal number 20 for Patmore. Stolen by Patmore for WA.
Patmore, good riving. Patmore, quick hands.
Patmore again. Found plenty of the ball this afternoon.
Meet Jake Patmore, a highly skilled, lightning-quick right footer from Western Australia who's got recruiters around the country talking. Jake is predicted to be snapped up early in next month's AFL draft, with a highly touted junior dominating the Waffle Colts competition this year, highlighted by a 48-possession game against Swan Districts in round 21. But it hasn't all been smooth sailing for the exciting Claremont product this season, with his weight being a major talking point amongst recruiters.
As the year started, it was real slow and had heaps of extra weight on. I think it was 81 kilos at the start of the year. And just started off real slow, pretty sluggish first 4 games, and didn't really click for me.
Patmore was approached mid-year by State Under-18s coach and West Coast Eagles Hall of Famer Peter Sumich about potentially trimming down.
And they just mentioned that maybe just see how you'd feel kind of playing with a 3 kilos off kind of thing, and then I took that on board and then rolled with that and went and saw a dietitian for that, and ended up over probably a month and a bit just losing probably 10 kilos, and then coming out of champs was real confident, and started playing some real good footy toward the back end of the year.
In a year which has a lot of added pressure for the 19-year-old, finding time to relax has been key to his success this year.
Surfing's probably the main one, and then hanging out with just friends and stuff and just kind of not talking about footy is the main thing for me, just to kind of keep my mind off everything.
Claremont talent manager and former AFL player Kepler Bradley has followed Patmore's rise through the ranks closely over the years.
He reads the ball really well, gets a lot of the footy, as well as getting a lot of the footy. He's very agile, plays in multiple positions, and he's one of the best young talent that Claremont have to offer this year.
Bradley, who was a former top 10 pick himself, knows all too well what it takes to be an AFL player and says he can see no reason why Patmore can't make it to the next level. There's no doubting Patmore's football ability, which has drawn comparisons to a current-day Bulldogs superstar.
I think he plays a bit like Jason Johannesson. He has the ability to take the game on and break lines off the half-back line, as well as play on the wing.
Another Claremont draft prospect, Bailey Bamfield, says he moved on pretty quickly from last year's disappointment and is optimistic about his chances of getting picked up this year.
We had training the day of the draft pretty much, so we had to get back into it pretty quick, and that sort of helped me deal with it as well, just coming straight back into pre-season and having something to focus on with Claremont. I've learnt plenty this year and I'm definitely a better player, so hopefully the club see that and goes my way on draft night.
The draft is set to take place at the Sydney Showgrounds on November 24. Josh Bennett, Notre Dame News.